They say Blackwood Manor takes what it wants. A week after Iris Holloway vanished within its decaying walls, the authorities sealed the gates. The townsfolk, they wouldn't even whisper her name. The house took her, they'd say, turning away, their eyes filled with a fear I didn't understand. But I wasn't a local. I'm Evelyn Reed, a journalist, and I don't believe in ghost stories. I believe in facts and evidence and the tangible truth buried beneath layers of superstition. My investigation began not with seances or whispered legends, but with paperwork. Property records, deeds, blueprints dating back over a century. I traced the ownership of Blackwood Manor through generations of families, all of whom met strange, untimely ends. A pattern of obsession, of isolation, culminating in a sudden, unexplained disappearance. Every story echoed Iris's. This wasn't just folklore, it was a cycle. The town might have been content to let the mystery lie, but I couldn't. The story had its hooks in me, or maybe I had my hooks in it. With the deed in hand, a legal loophole that gave me access, I drove out to the estate. The iron gates groaned open like a sigh of relief. The air grew still, heavy. The mansion stood against the gray sky, a skeletal silhouette of its former glory. Vines choked the stone walls, and boarded up windows stared back like blind eyes. The place felt less abandoned and more dormant, waiting. Ignoring the chill crawling up my spine, I pried open the front door. Dust motes danced like fairies in the slivers of light piercing the gloom. The silence was absolute, broken only by my own footsteps echoing on the marble floor. I moved through the house, room by forgotten room. A grand ballroom with a shattered chandelier. A library with books swollen and warped by dampness. Everything was coated in a thick gray blanket of time. I was methodical, documenting everything, searching for any clue Iris might have left behind. A dropped scarf, a note, anything. But there was nothing. It was as if she had simply evaporated. My last hope was the attic, the final place she was reportedly seen. The stairs creaked under my weight, each step a protest. The air up here was different stale, but with a strange, almost electric charge. And there it was. Lying in the center of the floor, covered in a fine layer of dust, was a digital camera, Iris's camera. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was it, the proof. The battery was dead, of course, but the memory card was a tiny black box of secrets. I pocketed it, my hand trembling slightly. As I turned to leave, a glint of metal caught my eye. Half buried in the dust near the camera was a small silver locket. I picked it up. It was old, tarnished, and stubbornly refused to open. I slipped it into my pocket with the memory card, a strange sense of ownership settling over me. Back in my sterile, brightly lit apartment, the contrast with the manor was jarring. I felt like I'd brought the cold back with me. I put the memory card into my laptop, my breath held tight in my chest. A single video file. I clicked play. The footage was shaky, cast in the dim light of a flashlight beam. It was Iris in the attic. She was panning the camera across the junk-filled space, her breathing ragged. She whispered, her voice a ghost in my speakers. I remember now. I was here before. The camera swung around, pointing at a dusty, broken mirror. For a split second, I saw her reflection, but something was off. It wasn't just her, it looked like two figures overlapping, one fading into the other. Before I could process it, the camera whipped back to her face. She was looking directly into the lens. Directly at me. A slow, knowing smile spread across her lips, her eyes. They weren't filled with fear. They were filled with triumph. And then she whispered the words that turned my blood to ice. "Welcome home, Evelyn." The video ended. The screen went black. My apartment, my sanctuary of logic and reason, was suddenly plunged into darkness. The power was out. I sat there, frozen, the silence screaming in my ears, a flicker. The emergency lights in the hallway cast long, distorted shadows across my living room. I looked at my reflection in the dark screen of the laptop. For a millisecond, just a heartbeat, my face wasn't my own. The jawline was sharper, the eyes a different shade. It was gone as quickly as it appeared, leaving me questioning my own sanity. Sleep offered no escape. That night, I dreamt I was standing on the overgrown lawn of Blackwood Manor. The moon was full, bathing the house in a sickly silver light. From inside, I could hear it, the rhythmic, hypnotic creak. Creak, creak of a rocking chair. The sound pulled at me, a siren song luring me closer. I woke up with a gasp, my heart pounding a frantic rhythm. My hands, they were covered in a fine gray dust. The same dust from the attic. This was impossible. A dream. Stress. My mind playing tricks on me. I had to prove it. I had to go back. I had to confront this delusion head-on and reclaim my sense of reality. Driving back to the manor, I felt a knot of dread tighten in my stomach. But as I pulled up to the gates, a strange sense of calm washed over me. The dread was still there, but it was accompanied by something else. A feeling of inevitability, of coming home. This time, I didn't need to pry the door open. It swung inward on its own as I approached, a silent, macabre invitation. The air inside felt different, thicker, warmer. It felt like the house was breathing around me. I walked down the main hall, my gaze drawn to the portraits lining the walls. But the faces, they weren't the long-dead ancestors I'd seen before. In every gilded frame, staring back at me with my own eyes, was my face. My smile superimposed on a Victorian dress, my profile etched in a 1920s photograph. It was me. It had always been me. My mind was screaming, telling me to run, to get out, but my feet carried me forward, up the stairs, toward the attic. I needed to see. The silver locket in my pocket felt warm against my leg. As I reached the attic, my hand went to it instinctively. This time, when I pressed the clasp, it clicked open. Inside were two miniature portraits. On one side, a woman who looked strikingly like Iris. On the other, a woman who looked strikingly like me. My gaze lifted from the locket to the small wooden table in the center of the attic. The table that had been empty on my last visit. Now, a single newly developed photograph lay upon it. My legs, moving on their own accord, carried me towards it. I picked it up. My breath caught in my throat. It was a picture of two women, arms linked, smiling joyfully in front of Blackwood Manor. It was Iris, and it was me. Beneath the image, a single line of neat, cursive handwriting. The date, it was dated for tomorrow. A soft creak came from the corner of the room. I turned. The old rocking chair, the one from my dream, was moving gently back and forth, all on its own. The house wasn't just taking people. It was collecting them. It was a vessel for a story that repeated itself over and over, and I wasn't the journalist who discovered the story. I was just the next chapter. The house remembered me even when I didn't remember it, and now I was home. Thank you for joining me on this descent into the mysteries of Blackwood Manor. What do you think happened to Evelyn? Is she possessed, or is this a cycle of reincarnation? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoy stories that blur the line between mystery and the supernatural, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content that questions the nature of reality itself. Stay curious and stay safe.